Access to Tibet itself for foreign media is very restricted. We have applied for permission. We haven't heard back from the authorities there. But just to give you an idea as to how difficult that access is to gain, we have been there. CNN has been there just twice in the past 10 years. We want to show you a few clips from where we were able to gain access. This is Jaime Flor-Cruz, our Beijing bureau chief, in 2003. And Dan Rivers, our correspondent, managed to get in there. There he is in 2006. He covered the new train, actually, to Lhasa. These are old reports. We're trying now, waiting still to get some information on whether we will be getting some access. The sources we're using, anonymous sources that we cannot name for their own safety, they are calling us on cell and landlines, which are still working, especially the landlines when there is electricity. They are on. We're also monitoring Chinese websites and blogs. They've been able to collect bits and pieces from witnesses there in Lhasa on the ground and put them up on the internet. So we've been following that too. But it's very difficult for us to independently confirm some pictures that we have received from advocacy groups and the information that we're monitoring, because we don't have anybody there. Still waiting to see if we're going to be allowed in there.
And meanwhile, Relitza, when we mentioned earlier too that our reports, quite likely this one at the moment, is being blacked out in China, and it's happening to other media as well. Is it a case of the censor's fingers are literally on a button, and as soon as Tibet's mentioned, they black us out?
Well, it's interesting that CNN is under an agreement with Chinese authorities to broadcast through a satellite which is controlled, under the control of the Chinese authorities. So what they have done in the past is periodically black out certain pictures, especially of the Dalai Lama or of Tiananmen Square protests, things that they consider negative or things that they don't want the local Chinese to see. So they've been blacked out, ranging, I was talking to Jaime Flor-Cruz, our Beijing bureau chief, he said from 4 seconds to 4 minutes could be blacked out. And that's what's been happening also today. We've been periodically blacked out from time to time, but the broadcasts have been allowed with these intermittent selective blackouts to proceed. And I have here a little clip, a little report from John Voss, our correspondent. They're explaining a little bit more how this works.
On the left, CNN's regular broadcast. On the right, the blacked out screen seen by viewers in mainland China.
And you see that's exactly what happens between 4 seconds to 4 minutes. It could be blacked out, and as I mentioned, it always has to do with anything about Tibet that is sensitive, specifically pictures of the Dalai Lama, pictures of protests, and that's what has been blacked out today.